Hey Radiant Souls, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome for the first time. My name is Heather. I'm an intuitive artist, author, animal communicator, energy healer for pets and people, psychic channeler, medium. Today I wanted to bring through a special channeling from the angelic realm. So often when you see me channeling here on this channel, channeling on the channel, right? I am connecting with a coalition that has labeled or named themselves the Idolar. And that is including and inclusive of the angelic realm, multidimensional beings, spirit guides, animals, pretty much a whole host of hundreds, if not thousands of beings that come through. And they're available for whoever speaks best to a topic or who connects with a topic or a teaching. That's who steps forward, and it is often a group of individuals, and that is the Idolar. And I don't do a good enough job of identifying that in every video, so I'm going to try to start making that clear. But today, the angelic realm wanted to step forward specifically with a message. And I've just channeled it, and I'm doing this little talking part after the channeling. And I have to tell you, I had to step away and kind of dab the tears away from my eyes because the frequency of the message was so beautiful. So I would ask and recommend that you not only connect to the specific words that come through in the message, but so many of you watching are sensitive to energy as well. Feel into the frequency because it feels like someone had an empty cup and it just got filled up with the most beautiful, effervescent, sparkling water. So it's a lovely message, and I'm excited to share it with you here today. And I'm just going to let it stand on its own. And I'll be back at the end to wrap things up. So here's the message. Enjoy. Hello, bright and beautiful beings. We from the angelic realms would speak to you today regarding the care and compassion with which you view yourselves. Many of you have a harsh perception and a sharp perspective of yourselves. And we feel this is deeply not needed at this time. If you were to look at your own reflection in one of your mirrors, what would you see? Would you see wrinkles born out of stress, or would you see lines born out of laughter and grooves upon your skin made out of the beautiful experience of being human? It is in the reflections where many of you are mistaken. And we say this with great love and care. If you could not see yourselves with your physical eyes, how would you view yourself? If you were to look in one of your physical mirrors and you see something you do not prefer about yourself or you do not feel is accurate about yourself, perhaps we will use humor here and say perhaps you have something on your face that is a little amiss that has come from a nostril, you know of which we speak. Would you scratch at the mirror and try to remove it, or would you remove it from yourself? Many of you in this time are trying to adjust the mirror. You are trying to carve the external that is reflecting back to you that which you do not prefer, rather than diving deep within and adjusting, tweaking, manipulating that which is within your control and that which is within you. In that regard, we would continue by saying that the external reflections you seek are generally always false. And we do not simply mean the physical mirror. We mean the opinions of others. We mean the way in which someone labels you, someone reacts to you, someone speaks to you. All of those can be seen as reflections if you permit them. And many of you are permitting them to be accurate when they are not. To go back to our question, what if you could not see yourself with your physical eyes? How would you know who you are? Would your hands feel around your face to say, yes, this is the shape of my nose. This is where my ears are. This is how my mouth feels. Or would you go deeper and say, this is the emotion I feel right now. This is the frequency I feel that I broadcast in this moment. Many of you may turn that internal gaze within and feel that it is like a searchlight looking and seeking and sometimes not finding, for you have based so much of your perception of self on the reflection. So when you go to look deep within, you feel like you do not know where to seek. And we would love to assist with that in today's message. Where you seek is to find your light. Where you seek to find your light is to connect with your heart. Where you connect with your heart is with the purest, most expansive, stunningly beautiful part of yourself. The absolute radiant spark of you that comes directly from the divine, directly from Source, directly from God, directly from all that is. You are a piece of that. How could you be anything sharp? How could you be anything less than? How could you be anything that is diminished when you are the true reflection of all love and all light? When you cast your internal gaze within yourself and you feel that you are not aligned with grace and love and beauty and peace, well then that, friends, is where there is the beautiful work of being human. That is your side of the street, so to speak, that you can clear and clean. For if you are observing something within yourself that does not measure up to love, then it is your task to adjust it, your task to nurture it. Do not fear it, do not judge it, do not label it, do not run from it. Nurture it. Beckon to it. What is it that you need? This part of me that feels sharp, this part of me that feels dark, what is it that you wish to speak? What is it that you wish for me to see, to observe, to know? How can I assist you? Identify it as a specific aspect of you. Give it a voice. For in not knowing, there is no action. When you know, you can act. And when you can act, you can heal. And when you can heal, you can come to the beautiful wholeness that is innately you. And we would also say some of you listening to this right now may feel that being imperfect or being flawed or having sharpness, darkness, is bad. That is but another label, another reflection that is incorrect. We ask you to do the work of betterment. We ask you to do the work of turning up your light, for that is the beautiful work of being human. It does not mean you are flawed, you are wrong, you are less than, you are simply perfect. But there is always work to do. That is what you are here to work through. That is what you are here to do as a soul, to experience that resistance, that push and pull, that finding of your own identity as if you were seeking it out on a map. And we would say to you to connect with those parts of you that feel incredibly vulnerable, that feel frightening, that you prefer to hide and stash away. Nurture them. For in the months and years to come, your wholeness will be needed. The beautiful work of self-repair and self-education and self-awareness and self-empowerment, those are the fuels that move you and society and your planet forward. So do not look to others and say, she has not done her work. He is slacking. If you notice that in another, it means it exists within you as well. So connect to that beautiful space of your heart. And we would say, find your light. When you find those places that do not match up, that you wish to nurture and heal and allow to blossom, it is just as if you are weeding a garden. You do not yell at the flower that is next to the weed. You pluck the weed. And that allows another flower to bloom. So in gently plucking the weed, in gently identifying those parts of yourself that you would wish to be, by your definition, better, closer to love, closer to light, closer to wholeness, connect them with light. L-I-G-H-T, love, integrity, grace, honor, truth. If you find something within you that is lacking, if you find something within you that is dark, if you find something within you that is frightening, if you find something within you that feels fractured or judged, bring it love. Be in integrity with all that you are, the highest aspects of you. Have grace for yourself, that you are always a work in progress. There is no one without challenge. There is no one without some aspect of darkness. There is no one without struggle. Work on yours. Bring it the honor of recognizing it. And in so doing, you honor those around you. You honor the collective energy. You honor the planet when you work to heal yourself. And lastly, bring it truth. Be courageous in identifying those parts of yourself that can be better. Be honest in that truth. And allow yourself to calibrate as needed to be fully optimized, fully empowered, fully filled with a beautiful light of love. And that, friends, deepens your connection with yourself. Many of you are on a path to seek your higher selves. Many of you are on a path to seek your souls. Many of you are on a path that asks and begs the question, who am I? Why am I here? Start with this beautiful and sacred work of identifying those parts of yourself that can be called to light, that can be called to healing. Honor them. Do not fear them. Do not judge them. Nurture them. You are so much more radiant and lovely and so much bigger than you realize. Be blessed upon your journey, dear ones, and we thank you for connecting. Welcome back. I have spoken here, I think, on breaking out the word light in that way before. L-I-G-H-T, love, integrity, grace, honor, truth. And I really love that the angelic realm brought that through and highlighted that for us. Because for me, it can be a nice reminder. It can be a nice template to align yourself to. And we all, I know the message said this, but please know that we all have those parts of ourselves that we're like, girl, that might need some work. That's part of being human. That never stops. And if you find someone who says, I don't have any of that, I would be really suspicious of that person, because we all have darkness within us. We all have fears. We all have perceived limitations. We all have our own shit that we work through. So that doesn't make us less than, that doesn't make us diminished in any way. That's just the things that are there for us to work on. And in working on those things, we also heal it for everyone else. Because if you think of the entire spectrum of collective energy being like this multi-dimensional, highly illuminated puzzle or chessboard even. If something comes down and trickles down into your awareness, and maybe it's something within you that you're like, oh, I keep having that same thought pattern about myself. I keep calling myself names. I keep remembering that trauma. I keep recycling something, or I keep stepping into an expression of myself that is not healthy. I keep. That's your very specific energetic pattern that is part of this huge collective of energy. And because it comes up for you, you can also kind of picture it as your opportunity to take it off the shelf, look at it, like the angelic realm said, our beautiful messengers today, nurture it. Take care of it. If you found it like a wounded animal out there somewhere, what do you need? How can I help you express yourself in a healthy, whole manner? But the fact that you do that work is the beautiful contribution to the rest of us, to the collective, to everything, to all that is. Because no one else is resonating to that specific thing in that specific way. That's where your unique, individual, beautiful soul comes in. So it's yours to say, I nurture you, I witness you, I see you, and I will heal you. So that in doing that, I'm kind of plugging that back in. Do you all remember, maybe some of you do, and drop me a comment if you do, the light bright boards? Some of us had those as kids where there were these little tiny tubes of light and you plugged them into this board and you could arrange them and be different pictures. That's what I'm picturing now. We are each our own tiny little tube of light. And when we go offline, when we are less than, when we have those challenges, when we have those limiting thoughts, when we have those bad habits, when we are not whole, we can pull ourselves out of the board, nurture, heal, put ourselves back in, and the whole picture becomes lighter. So I hope that makes sense in the way that I'm explaining it. And thank you so much for spending some time today. If you liked the specific angelic message channeling, let me know. And I can bring more of those forward for us. So thanks so much. Drop a comment. Let me know how you're doing today. Check in, and I will see you next time. Have an amazing day. Bye.